Hi there, welcome to No Nonsense Whiskey. My name's Vin PF, and on today's episode we're hitting some more indie bottlings, kind of my favourite sector of whiskey at the moment I would say. Indie bottlings, generally speaking. Hopefully you guys will enjoy more content like this because indie bottlings tend to go under the radar a little bit in terms of views, but you know me, I don't really care about going for views. I'm just covering bottles that I want to cover in the order I want to cover them. Today we're hitting another Canmore. It's been a while since I've been to Canmore and checked out some of their stuff, so it's about time we head over to one of their other releases. I've got this one and one more left to do from a delivery I had last year. Today we've got the Glen Garioch 12-year-old. Interesting one because I've never actually covered a proper bottle of Glen Garioch on the channel before. I think years ago now, it must be 5-6 years ago, I had a sample of a 1960s bottling of Glen Garioch that was sent to me by Cheaper by the Dram, which was a Mark Littler initiative back then. So yeah, this is the first proper bottle of it, and although of course this isn't an OB bottling, whatever. OB bottling, this is bottling twice technically, but it's not an OB, it's not that, so yeah, it's an independent bottle, but still very interesting nonetheless. Now, for those who don't remember the Camore videos I did previously, these guys are Charles Edge. They've got a couple of different brand names knocking around. They've got Scots Gold, which is their blended foray, and then they've got Canmore, which is the more premium end of the spectrum. That they did do a couple of their own bottlings. They did an NAS and a 12-year-old, and then they did a series of 5 single cask age-stated Scotch. And as I mentioned earlier, this is like the 4th of the 5 that I'm doing of those. One more left to go after this. So yeah, Glen Garioch, a bit of an oddball one. I've not tried much of it, to be honest, but being able to have it in a non-chill filtered, no added colour, single cask way, I think this sells for just shy of 70 quid, so not a cheap whiskey, but as I've said with a lot of these Canmores, they're all within that kind of realms of what you would expect to pay, maybe slightly at the top end towards it. However, every single one of them has been a really great expression of the distillery involved, and we'll see if that's the case on this one today. But yeah, let's get onto the whiskey and see what we've actually got in the glass, shall we? We can talk about colour today. This has got a really nice kind of deep gold honey colour to it, which I quite like. It's it looks like whiskey. So let's get onto the nose and see what we got. Now this one here is like a pudding fan's delight. It's bags of kind of, so this is a first fill bourbon, so things that you're going to expect to get: vanillas, honeys. For me, this rears its head in kind of like butterscotch, but also like fudge and treacle, like a really creamy, fudgy treacle, Dare I say it's almost like a little bit like Scotch tablet, which is very much like fudge, but like a little bit harder. But yeah, on those same sorts of nose, you get what I'm getting at. Let's get onto the palate. Now, initially, it's quite light and floral. Loads of those notes from the nose are coming through. All of them, the kind of like the fudges, the butterscotches, the treacles. It kind of mixes into this really nice, creamy, viscousy experience that I'm enjoying. On top of all those notes on the nose, I'm also getting a kind of a little bit of chocolatey, like a velvety chocolatiness from it to it, which is quite nice. I like that. But really, the overarching flavour from this is honey, without a doubt. Almost honeycomb. It basically changes all the time. It's really nice. The finish is medium long. All that sweetness is still coming through. As that starts to disappear off, I'm left with the kind of a little bit of peppery spiciness at the back end, which I quite enjoy, as you'll know if you watch my videos. Now for me, yes, earlier on I said this commands a relatively high price. I've seen it as low as 65, as high as 70. However, and again I caveat by saying I've not tried that many Glen Gariochs, but Glen Garioch is a distillery that I've not actually been that impressed with over my time. I've not covered any of them on the channel, mainly because I don't buy them and I don't have any engagement with that distillery, so they just don't turn up on my channel. So when I tried this, or at least received it, I thought, a Glen Garioch, a bit of an eye roll, never mind, let's try it. As this bottle's gone down and developed, it's turned into something really quite lovely, and it's by far the best expression of Glen Garioch I've ever tried. I'm not going to go out on a limb and say it is the best, because I don't know, I haven't tried them all. But for me, Absolutely stunning bottle for what it is, and yeah, it commands a high price, but you know, these things happen, unfortunately. Whiskey is going up in price, as we know. So yeah, for me, I'll say probably the best Glen Garioch I've ever tried. You know, that 1965 one I probably tried before was probably a bit of an unfair comparison, but I was never going to buy that anyway. But yeah, hopefully that's piqued your interest. It's a good little series, this Canmore one. I'm really enjoying their stuff. Hopefully they're going to do some more releases at some point in the future, but I've got one more bottle to cover, as I've mentioned before, and we'll go through that in a couple of weeks, hopefully. But in any case, I'll see you on more videos coming soon. Cheers.